Give me 13 minutes of your time or less because I'll tell you where you can skip ahead. And in the field guide I'm about to share with you, we'll identify which procrastination animal you're dealing with and then run a 5-minute handling protocol so that by the end of this video, you'll already be taking action.
Bullshit. Watch your profanity.
First, here's what you need to know about why you procrastinate and how we're going to move past that. Every form of procrastination boils down to your inability to tolerate discomfort.
Damn it.
And I'll say that again because it is the most important point of this whole video. Every form of procrastination boils down to your inability to tolerate discomfort. They're just different beasts in the same animal kingdom. And the way to wrangle these beasts is something that psychologists call distress tolerance, the ability to stay with uncomfortable thoughts, emotions, or sensations without escaping or reacting impulsively.
What is this garbage?
Which means all you need to do to defeat procrastination is to practice feeling a little uncomfortable on purpose for a few minutes and then take the smallest next step. But contrary to what most people believe, procrastination isn't a character flaw. It's just a coping method for uncomfortable emotions like boredom, anxiety, insecurity, frustration, resentment, self-doubt, and so on. And the reason that this matters so much is because if you believe that you're lazy or there's something else wrong with you, you'll never be able to trust yourself again.
Oh, hi, thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
But when you realize that it's just discomfort avoidance, you'll be able to finally stop fighting with yourself and start working with your brain. The good and the bad news is procrastination is just a habit. It's good news because you can break a habit. It's bad news because the more that you've done it in the past, the more likely you are to do it again in the future.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Until you interrupt the old pattern and start creating a new one. The procrastination loop is what makes the habit so challenging to break. Here's what that loop looks like. You avoid doing the task and you get a quick sense of relief. Then the guilt or the anxiety shows up, which creates even more discomfort, which drives even more avoidance. To describe why we get stuck in the procrastination loop, behavioral psychologists point to time inconsistency and present bias. We prioritize the immediate relief that we get over the future reward of just doing the thing.
How much did that fresh Rolex set you back?
An hour?
An hour?
In order to work with those natural inclinations, that's why we're going to practice distress tolerance, feeling a little bit uncomfortable on purpose for just a few minutes so that you can then take the next step. First, let's find out which procrastination animal you need to handle. Most people treat procrastination like it's one monster problem. It's not. There are a number of common causes, and we'll cover the 6 most common. If you miss this distinction, you could spend years trying hacks that never get you anywhere. Think about the most recent thing that you've been procrastinating on. Maybe you're even using this video to procrastinate doing something. If so, I see you. Okay, I want you to think about the most recent thing you've been procrastinating on and then see which animal best fits the reason that you've been putting off taking action.
You're a lion.
Okay.
We're going to start out with the most common one, which is the snake. And this is because we're broadly speaking about aversive discomfort. Snakes generally tend to trigger aversion in people, unless you're me. I love snakes. But this happens when your brain predicts that engaging in a certain activity will generate something that you don't want to feel. The action will be boring or emotionally awkward or just hard work. For example, let's say that you want to record a talking head video, but you're just not comfortable on camera yet.
Hi.
Okay.
The octopus represents a lack of clarity because when an octopus inks and the water gets super murky, it's really hard to know what step to take next or even what direction to head in. For example, let's say that you have something on your to-do list like create a new offer. What is the first step you're supposed to take?
Cut the onion in half on the onion, and onion. Then the onion with onion right here.
Without having clarity, you could get stuck on the same task for weeks or even months. The honeybee represents detrained focus. Think about a honeybee in front of a field of flowers. If you are accustomed to just flitting from one thing to the next, you're not going to be inclined to stick with any one thing on command. For example, let's say that you want to edit a video down to a rough cut, but you've got your stats open, you're checking your email, you're thinking about the video that you want to create on the back of this one, the freebie that you want to make. Fragmented attention means a lot of half-finished projects, no deep work, and inconsistent publishing. And on top of that, it often feels like you're doing so much work with nothing to show for it. The sloth is not in a rush to get much done, and that's because it has a really far off deadline, like write the first draft of your book, but it's not due for another 12 months. If you're familiar with this though, you know how quickly that long deadline can turn into an oops, I waited too long to get started and now I don't have enough time panic spiral.
I'm panicking. Don't panic. No, I am, because I'm going to lose my job.
The turtle represents low self-efficacy. Those thoughts of, I don't know if I can do this. This might be above my abilities. I'm just not sure I'll succeed if I try.
Oh my gosh. What do I do?
This form of procrastination crops up often when we need to do something that we've never done before. Turtles hide in their shells to protect themselves from feelings of shame and the fear of failure. But without rebuilding that self-trust and self-efficacy, you'll keep hiding and never take action, further damaging your confidence and letting opportunities pass you by. The bear, or more specifically, the hibernating bear, represents burnout. And if you're here or if you've ever been here before, then you know how monumental of a task it is just to get your computer booted up sometimes. Bears have to respect their need for rest because if you try to force your way out of burnout, your body is going to stay frozen for as long as it needs to. That's all 6. Now pick your animal. And if more than one seems like a good fit, just pick the one that seems the most relevant for now. Because once you name your animal, you'll know exactly which 5-minute protocol to run. And from here, you have my permission to skip ahead to the chapter that's relevant to you. These are the 6 protocols for handling the procrastination animals. Get it wrong and you will continue fighting the wrong battle, but get it right and you will be able to break through in the next 5 minutes. So if you skipped ahead to this section without watching the last one, go back and figure out which procrastination beast you're dealing with first. For each one, we'll build up your distress tolerance for 1 to 2 minutes and then immediately take the first small step. If you're handling a snake, we're going to start out with box breathing. Box breathing is where you inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and hold for a count of 4. And then we'll repeat that for 4 to 8 cycles, 1 to 2 minutes. If you'd like to do this with me, just click the link in the description for the list of guided breathing exercises. Once you've gone through the box breathing, then you're going to name the emotion that you're feeling an aversion to and get as specific as you possibly can here. Now that your system is steadied, we're going to spend the remaining 3 minutes choosing the tiniest exposure that touches that aversive part, whether it is writing one line or saying one line out loud or scheduling a meeting to have that awkward conversation. If your aversion rears up, just take things down a notch and complete something that's even smaller. As you go through this, I want you to remember that you're not weak or inadequate for wanting to minimize discomfort. You're human, and you're strong enough to build up that tolerance. If you're dealing with an octopus and your next steps are ambiguous, it's uncomfortable to sit down and decide. The first thing that you're going to do is downshift into a calmer state using physiological sighs.
Size-wise, what you looking for? Just be honest.
The way that you perform physiological sighs is when you take a deep nasal inhale, a second short top up through your nose, and then a long relaxed exhale through your mouth until your lungs feel empty. And you're going to repeat that for 1 to 2 minutes. If you'd like to do this with me, I have a playlist linked in the description below for all the breathing exercises you'll find in this video. We're going to spend the remaining 3 minutes deciding what the first step will be. And with whatever remaining time you have, you can begin taking action on that step. If you stall out, the step is too big. So think about what the smallest next step will be and then use that to get started. If you're dealing with a honeybee, what you're really dealing with is the discomfort of single tasking. The first thing that you're going to do is take 2 minutes to set up your environment to support you in single tasking. So put on Do Not Disturb on your phone or your computer, phone in another room or out of sight if possible, Wi-Fi off if that's possible, put headphones on, nothing with lyrics, make sure that people know not to disturb you, and close your tabs or hide them somewhere where you can't see them. Then take the remaining 3 minutes, set a timer, and you are only allowed to work on one task until that timer goes off. If you're constantly getting sidetracked by ideas or thinking about what you need to do, you can keep a do it later list so that when things pop up, you can write them down and then just get back to whatever the task at hand is. If your procrastination animal is a sloth, know that low urgency is a form of comfort, so we don't really want to give that up. The first thing that we'll do is, if you're feeling a bit flat, we'll use right nostril breathing to increase your activation and alertness. So sit up straight, close your left nostril with a finger, and then breathe only through your right nostril. Keep your mouth closed and just breathe at a relaxed pace. We'll do this for 2 minutes. If you'd like me to guide you through this, check the link in the description below for a playlist of all of the breathing exercises that you'll find in this video. Then we're going to spend the remaining 3 minutes working on whatever your next visible deliverable is. So choose someone that you can use for accountability so that a human sees something you've done. We know that the discomfort that turtles feel comes from the anticipation of feelings of shame or a fear of failure. We're going to start with 1 to 2 minutes of calm breathing. Steady in, steady out. And if you'd like me to guide you through this, check the link in the description below for a playlist of all of the breathing exercises that you'll find in this video. Then we're going to add a reframe. Instead of, I don't know if I can do this, I don't think I can do this,
I can't believe you've done this.
I am learning how to do this. And if you truly don't know, I know someone I can ask for help with this, or I will find someone I can ask for help with this. Then we'll spend the next 3 minutes creating an evidence loop. So make a promise to do something that you can complete in the next 3 minutes and complete it. And don't forget to give yourself a little mental high five or a cheer or whatever feels good to you when you've done it. Self-trust means that when you tell yourself you're going to do something, you trust that you will follow through. So building that up starts with keeping just one small promise to yourself, then rinse and repeat. If your procrastination animal is a hibernating bear, remember that we need to respect your need for rest, not try to force your way out of burnout. Since your system is depleted, we need to bring it back online, and we'll start that with 2 minutes of HRV-paced breathing, so about 5 seconds in and 5 seconds out. We'll follow that by 30 seconds of orienting, looking around the room and naming what you see, and then 30 seconds of light movement. So stretching, arms up in the air, shoulder rolls, neck rolls, gentle movement. If you'd like me to guide you through any of these exercises, click the link in the description below for a playlist of all of the exercises that you'll find in this video. We'll spend the remaining 2 minutes going through delete, defer, delegate. What is one thing in your task list that you don't have to do? You can just delete it. What is one thing that you can defer? You don't have to do it right now. And what is one thing that you can ask someone else to do for you? One thing I find really interesting is that humans actually reach peak states, meaning we feel at our best when we are striving toward a worthy goal. But if you just watch this video and move on, nothing changes. However, if you run one protocol, you've broken the cycle.
Bye-bye, Diver.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
With that in mind, what I'm about to say goes against everything they teach you about building a YouTube channel. I don't want you to watch another informational video of mine. I don't want you to learn anything new. I want you to name your procrastination animal, run the handling protocol, and then go to the comments and tell me what you did. If you are ready for a longer block, then you can play my 2-hour study with me sound bath, because listening to a crystal bowl sound bath can enhance your focus by keeping you relaxed yet alert, and this video follows the Pomodoro method, breaking those 2 hours into 4 25-minute focus blocks with 5-minute breaks. But whatever you do after this, have fun, make money, and stay weird.